What's up, y'all? I know this is not the best quality from my laptop um, for the camera, and I probably shouldn't be eating it, but I was really hungry and I needed something healthy, so I got a Vietnamese sandwich before I was getting ready to do this. DoorDash just dropped it off. Y'all know me for ordering food during the podcast. Maybe you do, maybe don't. Happen quite a few times. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and do my quick video because a few things. I'm sitting here, finally thinking I'm making some moves on these date naps, which I hate. I don't want to be on a freaking date nap. I'm 40 years old. I don't want to be on a date nap, but I also, you know, kind of started growing up in a time where being online and, meeting people online was starting to become normal. So I grew akin to it. And then I was in a relationship on and off for about 12 years. And so now at 40, I'm back, feeling like I'm forced because it's just kind of what people do is date. I don't even necessarily want to date. But again, people always give you this advice of, you got to get back out there, get back, back on the scene kind of thing or whatever. And I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't even like if I don't find a woman or I don't get into a relationship and I die, you know, single, big deal, not a big deal, right? But every once in a while, you say to yourself, I'm going to try it just to see. People make it seem like it's magic, right? So, like, I tell myself, I'm going to just try it out. No big deal. I'm going to try it out. So, I told y'all on the podcast, I got Match and eHarmony. Now, eHarmony is, frustrating me now because, you know, I'm getting all these matches, but again, they want you to pay like $500 up front, something like that or whatever. F that. Not doing it. I get on just that's the app. So I use, the the internet, the web browser version, right? Use the web browser version, and it's like I think it's saying like $19.99 a month. Excuse me. Go sandwich. And so I'm like, I would maybe try that. But then they send me something saying, fill out your profile, full three, you get a full free 3 days. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna do that. I spent another 10 minutes filling out this profile fully, like answering every question. You don't even got to answer every question. They say fill it up to about 80%. But they say as soon as you're done, you get an automatic email that basically says, hey, you qualify for free 3 days. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing a little bit, check, do a little bit, check. Finally, I finished the whole thing, check, nothing. I hit up customer service, hey, where my free 3 days? Nothing, still. It's another day past, nothing, still. I'm like, dang, the matches I got, they're gonna be they're gonna, expire. Not expire, but they're gonna quit out. So it's this thing where, if a match doesn't want you no more, it says blah 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 says goodbye. What the F? Kind of effed up, right? Anyway, so I'm like, that's gonna end up happening with the one that's kind of going back and forth because I was able to do a free message to say good morning. She said good morning back, but what I should have did was say good morning, here's my number. Then we would have just been texting, or if she caught on to it, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, match, I actually do that. So I match with somebody, send her my phone number. I literally say, hey, blah blah blah, how are you, text me. She caught on. She ends up texting me. No, she writes back and gives me her phone number. So then I'm like, cool, she know what's up. So then I text her. We're texting back and forth. And, I'm like, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, could be worse, could be better. I'm like, okay, I feel you. I think I understand what you mean by that. I don't want to go into what I'm going through in life. So I just keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is what it is, right? Then she says, so I'm like, well, what could make it actually better. And she said, oh, it's something only God can help. And I'm like, all right, I will no longer ask any questions about whatever it is. So go into regular conversation, what you're doing, how you doing, kind of thing, all the little small talk. Then she says, so do you have social media? Or she says, do you have Instagram? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't really use it. And I really don't. I stopped, using, Instagram as much. I only use it to promo my things, music, podcast, art, whatever I got going on. Um, and so then she goes, oh, she asked what it is. So I told her it was my old one, just underscore Deontay underscore Lamar. And then she says, why can't I find you? And I'm like, oh, shoot, my bad. I changed it because, again, I'm not really using it like that, So I changed it to Teddy Perkins with a Z at the end based on the character from Atlanta. The one where, Darius goes to get the piano and it's like the weird Michael Jackson dude or whatever, right? So anyway, I changed it to that because I'm not using it. But I explained it to her. I only use my social media for this. Also, I don't really think, it's a good idea to share social media this early on because, it might be stuff on there that you might have to explain. You might have a quote or something that you got to be like, okay, this is what I meant by that. It's not, everything is kind of out of context. You see me take a picture with, it's a woman on my page, you're automatically going to think, who is that? Might be a girlfriend, could be a cousin, but it doesn't matter because you don't know. So that's all I was trying to say. Anyway, she says, okay. And then I give her the correct one. And then nothing. She just doesn't she doesn't say anything, right? When I give her the right one. And so I'm like, did you find it? She doesn't say anything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, come on. So, I'm like, let me go look at this girl's picture again. Unmatched on match.com. And of course, y'all know me. I got to inquire because I want to know what's going on. What happened? Like literally there's nothing on my page that would suggest anything except for I did block off I think the first 9 slots. They say the same quote and it's a quote that I basically got from The Walking Dead and it, let me read it because I don't want to butcher it. Let me go to it real quick. But, basically it just says sometimes when you think you know someone, you may realize you never even met them. And that touched me very much. It made me think very much. And it's a quote from The Walking Dead. I love the show, whatever. So I blocked off those because I'm not really trying to use social media like that. I use the reels more than anything because you can get more views that way, use the story and stuff like that. But anyway, she unmatched me. So I go to the text like, was good, what did you see? No response. Basically, long story short, she don't ever respond no more. Unmatched. And so I'm like, you know what? I just, unmatch. I'm not unmatched, but I'll just delete the phone number because she probably blocked me too, but she got Android. So, we probably wouldn't have got along anyway. No joke. But I couldn't tell if the message was going through, if you got an iPhone, use the iMessage, you basically, can see. But I'm like, that's what it's like out here. You get unmatched because you say you don't use social media. Like, again, that's to dudes out there. She probably was like, oh, what you trying to hide? But really, if you go to my page, before I stopped using social media, there's so much stuff on my page. So I don't know why she would unmatch, but it was very frustrating. Now, I did get another match also. Chick's name is very close to the ex, which is very strange. But anyway, she don't even really talk. She like, do you sing? She don't even say hi. She just say you sing with a question mark. I know you're more intelligent than that, but not a big deal, right? So I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, how are you tonight? She literally, this was when did she first write me? Like 5:19. She's just now responding. Now people get busy. I get it. I understand that people get busy, but that's the one thing I don't like about this whole meeting somebody new and just starting a date thing is because you don't like person take an hour to write back, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's like that's to me that's a bad impression. But as a man, I get over it. You have to get over it. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to act like I'm busy. I will pick my phone up and text you. I don't care. Anyway, so she finally writes. She just now wrote back as we're on here, but she's just talking about singing. I don't want to talk about singing. Anyway, so now I got a friend who is basically, telling me how much, and I'm about to actually write her right now. You can't see, but I'm about to write her back right now and tell her that I'm about to talk about her. Let's see what she say. I'm about to talk about you. It's funny how you use about and about. I'm about to talk about you on my YouTube stream. Got to put an LOL because she'll like get mad for real. I'm doing it anyway. I might even send her the link. How would I get to the link actually? Let me see. She ain't gonna watch it anyway, but let me see if I could even do that. Oh, there I am. This technology is so cool. And I'm not gonna be on here long, but I'm definitely about to use her as an example of life or as a topic. So there we go. Can you see? Camera, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it. There I am, catch it. Focus, focus. She wrote, please don't. Anyway, this friend is basically, telling me about her frustrations about, dating. And since she said, please don't, I'm just going to keep it general. I get the frustration of dating, but the advice that I would give to anybody, hold up, is like we are not promised anybody. We're just not. We're not promised a person. So basically, if you meet someone, you're I won't say lucky, but you're blessed. We can use the word blessed. If you meet someone that you can get along with and then live out the rest of your days with, you are blessed. If you meet someone you spend 5 years with, you got to just take that as a blessing as well. No matter how sad you are, no matter how hurt you are, you just have to take that as a blessing because we're not promised another person, right? You can't make somebody love you or be in a relationship with you, and, everything just be okay when they're ready to be like, nah, I'm cool. It sucks. It really does suck. But the truth is, that's just the way it really is. You could be completely compatible with somebody and just timing is just wrong, or they just don't see it. They got an effed up head. They just don't see that you're great together. That's a possibility. Or they do, and they just don't want you. Period. That was me. I was the latter. I met so many women over the course of my life that I know I could have been in real good relationships with. Or at least, again, thought that I could have been in good relationships with. But I don't, I messed everything up with so many women because I was pining after one who I thought was the one. You see what I'm saying? Like I would, basically sabotage situations because I was waiting on her. And no, I don't regret it. That's the cold part. I don't regret it at all because I still want her to this day. You see what I'm saying? So I could be in front of 500 women and all 500 of them want me, and I'm gonna find a different experience with all 500 of them. But then if she comes around I'll knock all 500 down like a stack of bowling pins. Not a stack, they aren't stacked, but you get what I'm saying. What do you call it? A pattern of bowling pins? I don't know. But you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. I don't because you want who you want. So when something like a relationship does not work out, don't take it so personal. And I know that's a really hard thing to do because I'm taking it really personal, but I'm slowly, you know, very slowly accepting the situation. Like, I know that I cannot go off on a tangent and just, hit her up, call, and do all this stuff. I know that I can't do that. Not only does that make things worse, it becomes abusive and it becomes, stalkerish. But I know I can keep all this stuff in my head and I can talk to people about the situation. And I'm not saying that I'll ever get over her because that's not promised. You love who you love, you want who you want. Your mind is going to do what it wants to do. Your heart's going to do what it wants to do. Now, that's also not to say that somehow one of those 500 women that's lined up in front of me can't take over my being, take over my heart, and have my love as well. But you just don't know. Period. You just don't know. So to get upset about, you know, who wants you, who don't want you, what dating apps is whack and suck and everything like that, it's like a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? None of us are promised a person, you know, and you got to kind of make it happen sometimes also. You got to really go out there and actually be out there. You got to be seen, and for women, like I say all the time, you may see a guy who you're attracted to, but if they don't see you, what makes you think he's going to talk to you if he didn't even see you, if he didn't know he was there? Be known, get in front of him, wave, wink, do something flirty, or walk up to him, tap him on the shoulder. Hey, how you doing? I like your jacket. Where'd you get it? Men are easy. We'll take that conversation. Like easy, we'll take that conversation. All you got, or if it's somebody who you've known for a long time, hit that dude up. Hey, I just wanted you to know, I've always had these feelings for you. A dude will drop everything he's doing to entertain that conversation. Trust me. And yeah, you're right. I don't really know every dude, but I'm assuming most men will be like, okay, let's explore this. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and as you can see, I shaved the beard off. It's growing back already though. Mm. Can y'all hear that crunch? Anyway, I'm gonna get off this. I don't know what the heck's about to happen next. End of the day, I'm not really ready to date nobody. And the truth is, what I was thinking also, and again, why I believe in signs and spirituality and stuff like that is while I was, first writing this one chick and then and the other one talking about singing and anybody else and any other app, I'm sitting there thinking, am I even really ready to do this? Am I? Because if I was to get serious, I'm probably, or if it started to look serious, I probably sabotage this too. So am I even ready? And then I'm like, what happens if I, start talking to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 women? It was easier before because I could just drop all of them when she would come around. But if she's not coming back around and I'm talking to 5 women, how do I choose? Am I just going to be like, hey, we had a great 5 months, but, I like this one out of the 6 women that I was talking to, or I like 2, and I'm going to have to do a TV show, scheme where I date both of them. Like, how do you deal with that? Because you can't just throw all your eggs in one basket, right? So anyway, that was my quick little video. I want to try to do this every day and stay consistent. But anyway, happy dating. Gonna finish my Vietnamese sandwich. It's so crunchy. I don't really like crunchy bread, but all right.